My first guest tonight has worked in broadcast journalism for over 50 years. Please welcome Chris Wallace.
So, Stephen.
Yes, Chris Wallace.
You have not had me on the show for 2.5 years, since April of 2016. I have to say I'm a little bit hurt, but
Yes?
do you notice anything different about me?
You no longer have blonde hair?
Can we get a two-shot here somewhere? So, this is the way in 2016 that I look, okay?
Wow.
This is the way in 2018 that I look. I have gone full Stephen Colbert.
You look so smart. You look so damn smart.
I have done a presidential debate. I interviewed Vladimir Putin. All of this once I went Stephen Colbert.
Well,
I owe it all to you.
Congratulations. Welcome to the bright side of the road. I'm not sure. Do you need those glasses or those attitude glasses?
No, I need the glasses. Really, I can't see teleprompter. I can't read my notes, so I got glasses.
Okay, good. What's teleprompter like? Because I make all this stuff up. I hear they're great, teleprompters. I never use them, Chris.
You have a team of producers. I've been pre-interviewed. If I got all of the preparation for my interviews that you get for yours...
That is fake news.
Yeah.
Fake news. Right there.
Right.
That is fake news. This is improv. Okay, 5
so what
days...
are these? Let's just take these away from you then.
Sure.
Okay.
5 days until the midterms.
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of tension in the country.
I agree.
There's a lot of pressure. It's like a boil that wants to be lanced. Does this feel like more stressful than it has in the past? Because you've covered a bunch of these.
Yeah, I was not there for the second Lincoln administration, but it certainly... Look, ever since President Trump came in, everything seems to have... The volume seems to have been amped up. Whether you're for him, whether you're against him, it seems more intense. I mean, there have been important midterm elections. I remember after the Obamacare was passed in 2010, and then you had this complete blowout of the Democrats, and the Republicans picked up a historic 63 seats. Remember in 1994, after Clinton failed to pass Obamacare, you had Newt Gingrich come in with the Republicans for the first time in 45, 50 years. So, I mean, this will be a big election, but there have been other big midterm elections.
Well, the interesting thing about both those elections that you named is that health care was a huge part of it.
Right.
And this time, strangely, the Republicans really aren't running on the economy that much. A lot of them are running on the fact that they'll save your health care, that will save your being covered by pre-existing conditions, when just seconds ago they were doing everything they could to strip all of that out of the law. Are people believing that? When you talk to people, do they say, sure, we'll swallow that?
No, and I think it's one of the reasons. It is a problem for Republicans, because they ran on repeal and replace, and repeal and replace particularly weakened the pre-existing condition factor, and so Republicans are getting their tails whipped on that subject, and as a result, they're trying to change the subject, and that's why you see the president talking so much about immigration and the caravan about to invade America.
Well, today they're careening toward us at foot speed. Okay, so again, 5 days in midterms. Immigration speech today.
Right.
What does that immigration speech that he gave today mean to the election? Because it's a real fear-stoking speech.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing to me about the speech, we heard the president was going to speak at 4:15 in the Roosevelt Room, make a speech to the nation. I think most of the networks or cable news took it live. He didn't say anything new. I mean, you can argue as whether what he said was good or bad, but it's
bad.
what...
You want to argue the good part?
Yes, okay, I will argue. I'll argue the... Yes, here we go. Look at us again. Take the two shot. Don't we look... I mean, come on. It's adorable. Yes. The two of us.
Fantastic.
You know the difference between...
You could be my slightly older brother.
You know the difference between us? I make this look good. Oh! I got a rim shot from the band.
There you go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so...
Stay good.
All right, so look.
Fear of the caravan, good.
fear of the caravan is not good. But the idea that 3 or 5 or 7,000 people from another country can just walk up to our border, knock on the door and say, we want in. We want to take jobs here. We want to work here. No, a country does need to have borders, and there does need to be some kind of system that determines whether or not people are allowed in the country or not. I mean, do you believe, seriously, do you believe in open borders?
No, we don't have an open border. There is a system, and 3,000 to 5,000 people will not make it here. This has happened many times before, and they never do, and you know that. And you know that there is a system in place, and there is a legal system, and we have laws that allow asylum.
All right.
So I believe in the law. Do you believe in the law, Chris Wallace?
Yeah, sure, I believe in the law.
Well, I accept your apology then. I accept your apology.
No, because of the fact that under the asylum rules now, if somebody comes in and they say, we have a credible fear of persecution,
yes.
What happens? They are put out into the country. We don't have enough places to put them, so we do have a catch and release program, and about 10% of the people that are caught and released return for their hearings, and only about 10% actually get legitimate asylum.
I'm not entirely sure if that's true. Those aren't the stats that I've seen, and so I'm going to not fact-check you because I don't have time for that, but I will reject your reality and replace it with my own. I don't know. We'll find out. Somebody can find out whether his stats are true. Let me know, okay? Thanks very much. We've got a long interview here. By the time this is over, we'll know whether you're right. Okay?
All right. I may be wrong. Wait a second. I may be wrong.
Again, I accept your apology right now.
Only 10% of the people, this is true.
10%
of the people who seek asylum are granted asylum.
Well, that's different than what you said.
No, I said two things. I said that, and I also said
that they don't show up for their hearing.
A lot of them don't. No, I mean.
Now, if the majority show up for their hearing, how wrong will you be?
I'll be about 40% wrong.
We'll find out.
I didn't know math was going to be in part of this interview.
Neither did I. I didn't realize you were going to defend Donald Trump. Now, what was...
I'm not going to attack him.
Why not?
Because...
If he lies all the time, why wouldn't you attack him?
Because there are good things and bad things. I mean, seriously. Let's take an example.
Okay, but listen.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you pour poison in a cup of water, there's still water in there. But I'm not going to drink it because I'll be poisoned.
4.1% growth rate, 3.7. Did you ever imagine we were going to have an unemployment rate of 3.7%?
Yes, because we were headed that way for the last 5 years. It was going down. The economy was doing this, going that. We are on an extension. You understand that the economic recovery did not start on January 1st, 2017,
I completely agree with that.
Okay,
and in fact, I pointed out in my show that a couple of months ago, more jobs had been created in the last 18 months of Obama than the first 18 months of Trump. So
what's
I fully
so special about this?
But the fact is it has continued. It hasn't gone in the other direction.
So the value is that he hasn't destroyed the good things, but he's introduced a lot of absolutely hateful nationalism.
How about ISIS?
I'll take that.
What? Wait.
Okay, internationally.
I accept your apology.
You're welcome. I apologize, Chris Wallace. I'm happy to. Okay. Now,
I think the Trump people are going to be very surprised at the idea that I'm defending them because there is nobody that is more consistently critical of them.
Does he attack you? Has he ever attacked you? Are you fake news? Are you the enemy of the people?
I'm not. He's let me know that he doesn't think I treat him fairly.
Are you the enemy of the people?
By his lights?
Yes.
I don't know, maybe a little bit.
Does that bother you when he calls the fake news the enemy of the people?
I think it's outrageous, and I have been on the record.
Do you think it's dangerous?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think it's absolutely unacceptable.
Yes.
I take the word of, there's a fellow named Bill McRaven who was a Navy SEAL for 37 years, and he then became the head of U.S. Special Operations Command. This guy bleeds red, white, and blue. He was the man in charge of the operations that captured Saddam Hussein and that took down bin Laden. He said that he thought that this was the greatest threat to the democracy that he had ever heard. Bill McRaven, Admiral, because he said, we swear an oath, the president did and he did, to the Constitution, and the freedom of the press is the First Amendment to the Constitution, and when you call us the enemy of the people, you're undermining the Constitution. I completely agree with that.
And I know you can't really attack the president because I actually, you know, not that my opinion matters, but I do respect you as a journalist because I think you are fair and you do hold a lot of different people's feet to the fire regardless of their political affiliation. So I didn't mean to imply that you were in any way carrying water for the president and wouldn't attack him.
I accept your second apology.
Okay,
there
great.
you go. Okay.
We have to take a little bit of a break, but we'll be right back with more Chris Wallace, and we've got those numbers about Mexican immigrants and asylum when we come back. Stick around.